Welcome, everybody, to the Rufus and Tloe podcast. I'm Randy, a.k.a. Rufus, and with me, as always, is my friend, Tloe. Hi, Tloe.
Hi, Randy. What's up?
Not too much. How do you like that? How do you like that opening?
I hate it. What's up? Like,
Listen.
you said, how are you?
No, well, I don't think you. I was gonna tease you and say, like, I don't think you care about how I am, but listen. I am amazed at how well you do when we set up and when we talk early on, and then I say, hey, I'm gonna hit record, and there is an audible inhale, like as if you were about to bungee jump.
No, like I'm literally, I sweat. Like it just, you telling me that we're hitting record, I'm like, oh god. Don't fuck it up.
Well, if
don't say something stupid.
If you could say "Oh God" by breathing, I can hear it. I can hear it through the microphone. Of, oh no. Well, now you made me want to ask. Speaking of bungee jumping, have you ever bungee jumped?
Oh hell no! That is not something that I will do. No.
Okay.
I'm a scaredy cat. Fat, pansy ass.
Okay, so I do know flying's a little bit of an issue. So I've already thrown out the book on what we're going to talk about. Going backwards, tell me the what is the riskiest thing you've done in your life physically? And if you can't think of anything, I could tell you mine, and then meaning like have you gone to Pamplona to run with the bulls?
No.
Would you?
To run with the bulls, like there's a possibility I will get trampled and die.
Yeah. Oh, you don't know about that? The running of the bulls in Pamplona? Like, people die every year.
I don't even know where Pamplona is. I've never heard of that.
What are you drinking again? What's the name of that drink? It's right next to that place. What's it called? Travestitos? What's it?
Ranch. Oh.
Hey everybody.
Topo Chico.
Isn't that Julio Iglesias song?
Oh my god, Enrique Iglesias? Don't fuck with him. I love him.
I was there that night we streamed, and you went down an interesting path of he is the bread around your sandwich. I don't know what that means. Okay, so
butter to my bread.
Quick check-in. This is the first official drinking hardcore podcast. We didn't even talk about it ahead of time. I'm sure people are already going, I wonder if 5's out yet. So this is episode 4.
This hurts. Oh my god.
We didn't even plan it. That this is the one we both decided, like, I think I'm going to get a little fucked up for. So, there's the first F word too. So we're going to blow this up.
I was falling asleep. I needed to do something. And you messaged me and you're like, I'm drinking, by the way. And I was like, hell yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, I'm officially off of probation with our Bartesian. So we have that Keurig drink machine where you make alcohol. You just press a button and then alcohol comes out. And my wife said, hey, how many of those little pods are left? And I said, none. So I had seriously gone down a terrible path of alcoholism. And so I took like a week or 2 off. And I guess I kind of just like, I'm going to make one. And she didn't yell at me. So I think it's okay. So now I'm on my, this is second? Yeah, I'm going to have 3 tonight. But this is my second. So.
Is this like a Keurig but for alcoholic beverage?
That is exactly what it is. It's very popular right now. I'm seeing it advertised everywhere. So
you know what? I think I saw that on Instagram. I follow someone who does something very similar. I don't know the name of it. It could be what you're talking about, but she advertises it all the time.
Well, I'm going to assume that with any good product, you're going to start to see scaled down versions, not cheaper, but less expensive knockoffs or copycat products. This is not cheap in any way, price-wise or quality. So, wait, did we establish, what have you done dangerous?
Oh, God. I don't know. Physically? Like,
well, obviously, you take a risk every day in your line of work.
Yeah.
No, so let's say I was gonna ask you about your childhood. Like, were you a clumsy kid? Were you a super careful kid? Those are choices.
I was probably way more ballsy then than I am now. I don't know, just with age. I say with age as if I'm like way older than I am.
Right,
I'm only
right.
24. But, I mean, things have changed. Like, I'm definitely more paranoid, anxious, safer now than when growing up I was like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, if this is fun, I'll do it, whatever. But I mean, I was a
So
little
what was your go-to? Let's look at you at like, you know, I mean it's hard to bracket it, but like 8, 10 years old, is it you know, Hot Wheels, is it were you out, you know, tomboy or just, you know,
tomboy for sure.
really? Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I grew up like always camping, always being outside, like roughing it camping.
Oh geez, I didn't know
And
that. That's terrible.
My dad's super outdoorsy, loves
Okay.
outdoors. We have a cabin in the mountains at home in Washington, or he does. I don't anymore, but you know he does.
Right.
And I'd go quadding all the time, snowmobiling. He's a big hunter, and I would always help him. Like he'd bring the deer home, and I'd
No
I'd
way.
help him like I don't even know what it's called anymore. But like you take the meat out and shit. Like
Are you serious?
take apart the deer. Like I'd do that shit with
There's a little
I'd
voice in my
play
head.
with like the dead deer brains.
What?
Yeah.
What? Tilo, what is happening? I don't even know you anymore.
I know.
I just had a long conversation
That's just
with
the way it was.
I had a long conversation with my wife's uncle about killing ants because I don't want him to teach my son that that's okay to kill anything. Like, boy, or we got the I'm in the wrong. Yeah, the guys at work.
He's a big hunter, dude.
Oh, wow.
Stock the fridge type of guy.
That's awesome. I'm glad someone does it. Where I work, I don't want. You don't want to have animals everywhere.
I don't hunt. I've never been down to go hunting. He's always asked me, and it's always been a solid no. Mainly because I just would feel so bored. Like, I mean, he goes and like super roughing it camps with like his friends, and they wake up at like the ass crack of dawn, go sit in a fucking tree all day until the sun's coming down, and then I don't even know what they do. Like, that just sounds awful to me. So
hunting is one of those things that I think, like, if you don't get an animal, it's terrible because you've just spent the whole day looking to shoot an animal. And if you do shoot an animal, your reward is carrying it wherever it is you are to wherever it is you're going. And most things you shoot have some weight to them. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like, you don't shoot a chipmunk. Do people shoot chipmunks?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, you're the expert. Literally, compared to me, you're...
I don't know. He only does, like elk and deer, and he tries for a bear. I don't think he's ever gotten a bear before.
Okay, so... I'm gonna have to learn some more about this because I did not expect this to go this way because
I know it took a weird turn.
Well,
surprising, I guess. Yeah.
I was gonna say like, hey, do you remember playing, Operation as a kid? But no, you're just like, well, you literally, I guess you did play Operation.
I would do Operation like literally and in a game.
After you, hey, young Tilo being told by your father, like, hey, make sure you wash the deer brains off your hands before you start playing ants in your pants.
Listen, I had gloves on. I'm not gonna touch that shit barehanded. The fuck.
Listen, hunting is one of those things. Now I'm coming around on it. So I'm not anti-violence, but I've never shot a gun. I've never owned a gun.
You've never shot a gun?
I know. So, okay, obviously, welcome to Opposite Day, everybody. Okay,
this is, wow.
No,
what a
ma'am.
Fun, interesting conversation this has become, okay.
Well, and I've only recently come around on the idea that guns are the same as a vehicle. They are the same as a hammer, or like, because I think my mom's, I've had a stepfather for 30-some years now, but my dad was a hunter, and no one in my family currently hunts, so I never really got to go down that path and learn to hunt. So everywhere I've ever worked, everyone's like, well, you should go hunting with me. See, I do this thing where I'm just like, oh, you guys hunt? I'm like, well, you know what I hate? And they're like, what? And I'm like, turkeys. I'm like, they're just gross looking animals. And they're like, well, we could take you turkey hunting. I'm like, I want to shoot a turkey with a crossbow. And they're like, you could do that. And I'm like, Well, I try to think of the most obscure thing to
With a
have.
crossbow?
I want to do the hardest thing first. Because
Okay.
why would I want to shoot a deer? Like, I'm hiding in the woods, up in a tree. I've got, like, elk piss on my body so I can't smell my pheromones or something. Listen, anybody,
Yes,
any man who's
exactly.
out there, I don't know what the hell I'm
Yes.
talking about.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not. I'd rather shoot a gun. I think it's really weird. This conversation just came up recently. We visit my mom a lot, and my brother who lives at, they kind of have like a big enough house where he gets his half, and her and my stepfather and my nephew live in the other half. So, he just wanted to give me the heads up. He kind of knew I was anti-gun for the longest time. He's like, hey, I got a gun. I know you come by with the baby, and I just want you to know it's locked up. If there's ever any issues, when you guys come by, I can easily, put the gun somewhere else. And I'm like, I told him, I go, that's really weird, because the more people I spend time with who have guns and are responsible, not just, hey man, you want to see this gun I got with the serial number scratched off? I now have more faith that the general population knows what to. Okay, let me put it this way: if I bought a gun tomorrow, I would be the most dangerous person I know with a gun.
Yeah, maybe you should, like, feel one of somebody else's before you go and buy your own.
Okay, wait, listen. I'm not feeling another man's gun. Oh, so I didn't. Guys at work were making fun of me, and I didn't realize it until I came home and checked Google. They're like, "You should get a 22," and I'm like, "Yeah, is that a manly gun?" And they're like, "Oh, definitely." And then I came home and I was like, "There's like, yeah, this is the gun that, like, Marilyn Monroe kept in her purse." Or something. So I realized I don't know anything. Boy, I know less about guns than I do about Call of Duty. So
Wow. I
But
mean, I don't know
it-
anything about guns, but I've definitely shot them. I've shot them. Fired. No, I've fired a gun. I don't know
it's
how
fine.
you say it, but I
It's
have
fine.
messed around with a gun.
So
I used to go shooting all the time.
that's amazing. I think it's
Yeah.
very it was scary, and now I'm more inclined to do it for the main purpose that there's no reason not to have done it or not to do it. It's not a moral issue. I don't really have anything against it. So but I guess I didn't realize that you can just, like, go to a place where they had, like, you can go to a shooting range and there's like, here, pick
Yeah.
one of these guns. Now watch, a year from now we'll be talking, I'll be like a regular John Wick with my assorted weaponry.
Yeah. No, there's, shooting ranges, or, I mean, I don't know your situation, but I would just go to the mountains, basically, and just shoot at, like, cans, pop cans, beer cans, stuff like
So
that.
one of those movie montage. You're just the movie Hannah, where you're
I
like the
sound
wild
like the good outdoors type of bitch, and, I mean, I've moved
compared
on
to
from that,
me.
but
Unless I can control
Yeah.
the item with my app on my phone, I don't really know exactly what to do with them. So, well, let's.
Oh, God.
Okay, so other than, see, you've already done more stuff dangerous than me. Like, I don't ride rides. I haven't gone.
Me neither. I don't do rides. Well, actually, I don't do roller coasters.
Okay, all right.
specifically.
Okay, so we've gone from what's the most dangerous thing to do you've done to hey,
What we don't do.
yeah, does the scrambler make your belly hurt because it gives me boo boo?
I'll go on the scrambler. I just won't go anything that's, like, making my stomach drop.
Okay, so yeah,
See, I don't.
I can only do, like, 2 points of access. Like, I can do X and Y, but I can't do Z. Meaning, like, I can go forward and sideways, but if you add vertical to it, I'm done.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize this. We went to Disney a few years back. My wife and my mother-in-law and my aunt. And it ended in food poisoning, but it started.
Oh God.
Oh.
Oh
Well,
my God.
yes. And
Okay.
luckily it was 2 people who had food poisoning and not just one, because
What?
no one
How was
ever.
that better?
I'll get to it. So we went to Disney. We got picked up in a van because my mother-in-law kind of planned it all, and we're like, we're gonna go to Disney and we're gonna do all this stuff. So I'm like, okay, awesome, because I had Googled it and realized a lot of Disney in Florida is they're like kids rides, meaning they're sort of like get in a vehicle, ride along. You don't really go on roller coasters. There's a few of those, but have you ever heard of Soarin'? The ride where it's kind of like so you buckle in and you sit in a chair and it kind of lifts you in the air and you kind of feel like you're flying like an eagle, like you're soaring.
Okay.
I only found that out afterwards because everyone knew
What?
I don't like rides. So everyone's just like, yeah, it's like a virtual ride. So I get in this thing and I had a feeling I was being punked. So I get in, I get in. My mother-in-law's next to me and she's like, you're gonna love this. I didn't.
They tricked you?
Yeah. In their words, they knew if they told me ahead of time what it was, I wouldn't have gone on it. And I said, yeah, that's the definition of being tricked. Like,
Yeah,
you deceived
kind of.
me, so I didn't not go on it. So, yeah, but anyway. but I, as a crazy person, know how to avoid, like... So I wasn't, as a grown man, I'm not going to say, get out, stop the ride, sir. I need to get off this ride. So it's virtual. It's not really happening. My senses are tricking me into thinking that I am flying above the ground. So I covered one eye because they also
One eye?
Yes. Listen, this is so anybody who's ever in a virtual ride and they're freaking out coming from one person, like from one crazy person to another, this is how you avoid having any kind of motion sickness or fear. You cover one eye. Now this one also had like the smell of pine trees and like it hit all the five senses. So here's how you block five senses. You curl your toes, grab onto the thing, you hold the handrest with your left hand because that reminds you that you're sitting in a chair and you're not flying. You cover one eye with the other hand. And then you just hold on for dear fucking life because
What?
it had me so. I mean,
Does that
good.
work?
I just wrote it out. I mean, it's not a very long ride either, so that was the last time they'll ever trick me into anything again. Like now, I don't trust anything anybody says. But
So was it like you said it's virtual, so is it like one of those things that you like kind of climb in, like a car-ish type of thing?
now
It looks like some
yes,
like
there was
the
a couple.
screen.
Right, there was a couple of those, like the Transformers ride, and all those. They were all great because they only had two of the three axes. Like, so the Transformer ride or the dinosaur ride, you're in a car, so you know you're in a car and you're seated, so you're not going up and down. You're just going. They're tricking you into thinking you're driving really fast, and things move past you, and there's wind and heat, which is great. Soarin' does this trick where goes about 3 or 4 feet off the ground, but because of the angle, it leans you forward and it makes you think you're a bird. So
Okay.
if a genie
so it
can't,
moves you around more.
oh yeah, it makes you think you're a bird. And guess what? I don't ever want to. Hey Tloe, guess what? I don't ever want to be
Tell me.
a bird. Fuck that. I was born to be on the ground.
Oh God.
It had me so freaked out.
I
So
get it. Yeah.
so
that sucks.
But in general, Disney was very cool. I enjoyed the hell out of it. We had a good time. So we went to the night before we came back. We went down to like the pier or whatever. Everyone knows it, but me, who's into Disney. It's this food area.
Wait, hold on. Is this like Disney World in Florida, or is it Disneyland in California?
Disney World.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So we took the. Have you been to either?
I've been to Disneyland in California when I was a child.
Okay.
And I don't remember anything.
So like I loved the tour. Everything about it was great, other than being tricked to get on that ride.
Yeah.
So that being said, we go to dinner at this higher end restaurant, and I usually go with my standard. Give me a Caesar salad, a steak, and then I'll have like creme brulee for dessert.
Standard.
Look, because everything else on the menu was just like a jambon cousiné and with some like cranberry marinades. I'm like, fuck all those words.
Okay.
Give me salad, Give me salad, meat, and candy for dessert as a reward for eating at your fucking restaurant.
This is creme brulee or the fish egg. I don't remember.
No, that's no, I don't know what it's called. No, that's caviar. Fish eggs.
Caviar. That's what it is.
Yes.
Okay.
So fish eggs is caviar. Creme brulee.
Yes.
Is like egg. It's kind of egg based.
Like a cake, right?
It's weird. It's like a custard with a sugar.
I hate that word, custard. Ugh. Oh my god.
It sounds the way it tastes, like the word custard. It just sounds thick.
Oh my god.
It's thick in the throat. So anyway, well, that wasn't the problem.
Heavy.
And here's why. My Sherlock Holmes deductions figured out that the salad was bad because.
Oh,
and listen.
Yeah, food poisoning. Okay.
Yes, right. So.
Back to the point.
And this should teach everyone a lesson that if you want something, just get your own, or stop asking to like. My wife's family really likes oh, let me try a bite of that. I don't know why people do that.
Ew,
I just think everyone should.
That shit. Get your own.
I don't share my food.
I agree. With food, sharing is not caring.
No, because
for me,
look, we obviously are comfortable enough financially to be able to go out to dinner, have fun with friends, have some food, and at no point does the restaurant ever say, "Listen, we only have 4 things left, and there's 4 of you, so the you're gonna have listen. We're gonna bring it all in a bucket, and you're just gonna have to share. This is the last food on earth. Until that happens." Hey, how's that taste? I don't know. Buy it. It tastes different. Like our senses are different. So we get the salad. I'm sitting drinking a drink. I think I probably had a sidecar or a martini, and my wife's aunt says, "Hey, let me try your Caesar salad." You know, because Caesar salad's different everywhere you go because it's just Italian dressing and lettuce.
Well, so it has anchovies in it.
I've never had a Caesar salad with anchovies. That might be regional.
Yeah, no, it's in the dressing. Anchovies is in the dressing.
Oh, I didn't know that. Is that really? Oh, maybe that was then.
Especially
you know what?
At restaurants, like real nice restaurants, totally anchovies. I was a server.
Well, then we've cracked the case on the deadly. It wasn't deadly. It was horrible, but it wasn't deadly. So now, mind you. This is I have flown to no, I've only been on a plane 4 times. I went to California, with a layover, and then I came back from California. So that's 4 flights. So the 5th flight was to Disney.
Oh my God.
The 6th flight in my life, of which has been pretty much ground based, and I haven't spent a lot of time doing things. So I'm kind of feeling my own. I'm like, yeah, I flew for the 5th time. This is easy. Well, the universe said, hey. Guess what happened? What do you think's going to happen tomorrow? So I eat the salad. She has a bite of the salad. We go to bed.
Her aunt, right?
Her aunt, yes.
Okay.
Let's just say the flight's at 9. It's like 45 minutes from the hotel. Yes, the flight. This is the night before we're leaving.
Okay.
So I wake up about 4 a.m. and I don't feel good. And I'm not going to get too graphic. I'm just going to say I don't feel good, and I feel like I have to throw up, and I'm nauseous. I'm nauseous more than anything. So it's not the worst case of food poisoning. It's just, it's a very uncomfortable feeling, and it's not going away. So I'm thinking to myself, like I'm sweating, and it's kind of like you before the podcast starts recording. It's almost as if someone was in the hotel room saying, "Listen, Randy, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1.
We're going to press record any minute."
welcome to the So I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to stay here and fly back on my brain just went to the extreme. I'm like, I guess I'm just gonna stay here and I don't have to rent a hotel.
You can't be like that on a plane.
I can't even be like that in the car. I'm 45 minutes from the airport, so I'm like, I didn't even pack my bags.
Oh, fuck that.
So my wife said, "Listen, you're gonna be fine."
Of course.
I was not fine. So 45 minutes in the car. Now I'm not even gonna give you the punchline because
wait, no, I need to know though. You said 4 a.m. You were nauseous. Did you get sick all night?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was sick from 4. It took till 4 a.m. for me to just be like, my stomach was like, I'm going to expel everything that I have in me out because it's toxic and it's gonna hurt my body.
Yeah.
So I'm sipping water. I'm taking like Pepto, and nothing's working.
Nothing is working.
Because it's food
You're
poisoning.
getting rid of all of that.
Right. So we get in the car. We basically wait as long as we possibly could to get in the car. Like the guy's like, "Hey, I'm here to pick you up," and I'm like, "You have to be at the airport relatively soon before, you take
2
off."
hours,
So
they say.
right. So we're in the 45 minutes before takeoff range.
Oh,
So I'm like, we have to leave. So we leave. I'm like, you have to pull over. No, I'm good. You have to pull over. I'm good. So I get to the airport.
But did you have to pull over and get sick?
Well, I think here's the funny thing is from the time I left from the time I left the hotel, I did not throw up again. So
Weird. Okay.
at 7:05, my body I'd thrown up enough that I was fine. Mm-hmm. But the nausea, and I am prone to panic attacks. I am prone to I'm not a hypochondriac, but I can definitely cause psychosomatic. Like I'm just I'm a product of the 80s where everything oh my god, you Google it and it's just like, oh, this is gonna kill me. This is gonna kill me. So I'm a prisoner of my own brain up until this point. Since then, I've gotten better.
Okay.
So in hindsight, I was fine after that.
So
but
weird.
I know.
I would have been making myself sick in the car. I'd have been so afraid that I'm gonna be sick on the way there that I probably would have made myself sick.
Right. And I am literally having an out of body experience. I am behind myself going, just look on your phone for other so we're gonna get to the airport and so I'm sitting in a chair. I'm like, all right, and again, I've gotten up to go to the restroom 6 times. At one point, I set my phone down on the sink, so I'm splashing water on my face because I'm like, the plane's gonna take off. I hear our section C now boarding.
Oh god.
So
were you still getting sick or no? You were just.
Well, no, I hadn't. Not even I wasn't even. I don't want to go too. I wasn't even dry heaving or anything. I was just. I was fine since we left the hotel, but I had this nauseous feeling, this shakiness. I was still sweating, so obviously there was nothing left in my stomach. But I was still feeling the effects of whatever was. So
okay.
I'm like, I can't get on the plane. So my mother-in-law and my aunt get on the plane. My wife gets on the plane. She's like, she's like, you'll be fine. Just get on the plane. So I'm checking in. The lady's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm not feeling too good. I just, I think I ate something bad. And she's like, all right, well, just come on out. And as I go to hand her my paper, I go, oh my God, I don't have my phone with me. I think I left it in the bathroom. She's like, well, sir, you can't go back. I'm like, and this is post 9/11. I just walk away from her. Oh. And I just I have to get my phone because the little reality I have left is that phone I could Google do I have I needed it. It was my security blanket. Okay. So I run back.
Your phone was your security blanket?
Oh, it still is. It doesn't leave my side.
So strange. Okay.
I know. So I get my phone, I come back and she's like, "Sir, I could have called security." I'm like, "Look, I just needed my phone."
What?
I don't know. She was just having one of those days, and God, in hindsight,
fuck that. I've bitched someone out at the head of a gate, whatever, before. That's a whole nother story.
Well,
I hate them.
I give them a little bit of slack because of everything that's gone on, but since in the last 15 years, most of them who say look, ever since 9/11, things have changed. I get that it has, but. That's not an everyday occurrence. That is no reason. I think these people were assholes to begin with, and now they have a justified reason to be ignorant. So,
what airline was it?
I don't.
Okay, because I was gonna say if you told me it was American, then we'd have a whole nother conversation on our hands.
I couldn't name 3 airlines. I don't know how it works. I just assumed they're all
barely stepped on a plane. Okay. That's
right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask you how many times you've flown. So I get in my seat and my wife. It's funny because we got the cheapest seats on the way there and the cheapest seats on the way back, but it's a direct flight, so that was working in my favor. So I told my wife, I'm like, the 3 seats are up front, right near the bathroom, and the other seats in the back, like solo by itself, in the middle of an aisle. Like, oh no, I'm sorry, at the window in the middle. Like, so I go, can you go back there, and I'm gonna sit up here? She goes, fine, I don't care, I'm gonna sleep anyway. I think you're overreacting. So she always tells me everything's in my head, which a lot of times it is, but this was not. So welcome to the day in where I ignored people who have authority. So I sit down, and the woman's like, sir, are you okay? She's like, because I'm like, I'm fine. I just don't feel good. She's like, all right, well, she's like, let me know if you need I'm like, I grabbed one of those bags. I didn't need it, but I'm like, I'm just going to hold on to this bag. I was just doing.
To be safe, yeah.
Yes. So
I grab those every time. I don't ever get sick on a plane. I just fucking hate flying. And I just grab it and hold on to it anyways. Or I look at it. I move it to the front of the little pocket pouch.
Yeah.
And I just look at it just to know that it's there in case I need it.
It's kind of like your cell phone. It's your security blanket.
Yeah, it's just, everything's fine. Mm-hmm. I'm here if you need me.
Well, this was the last time I flew, because it was only a total, I've flown 6 times. This was the last time. And I have to say that for someone who remembers a lot I have no recollection of the entire flight. It could have been 7 minutes. It could have been 30 hours. So before we take off, I feel like I'm like, okay, now I'm sweating and now I'm nauseous.
Yeah.
So I take my seatbelt off. The stewardess is like, sir, you cannot get out of your seat. So I go into the bathroom.
Before you take off.
Oh, I went into the bathroom and locked the door.
Oh my god.
Yep. They were
they're taking off?
Yeah, so during takeoff, during the entire flight and landing, I stayed in that bathroom.
What?
Oh yeah.
You stayed in the bathroom the whole entire flight?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, never came out.
Oh my god, they were like knocking on the door or anything?
They were at some point. I believe that someone in my party explained to them that I don't fly a lot, and there might have even been like somebody who was sitting next to me being like, "Hey, he's better off in there than." And I'm not joking. Okay. I was in there every time someone would be like, "Sir, are you okay?" I would just go like I would put water in my mouth and just like make the noise of throwing up, and like just because I wanted them to leave me alone. Like I was now,
oh my God.
I felt good enough that I wasn't gonna throw up, but I was pretending to throw up just so it's the craziest thing.
So they leave you alone?
Yep. So I took off and landed in a bathroom.
Oh my God.
Now, at this point, it's all still in my head. I'm making this up. And you know how, because I can be a little bit of a child when it comes to not like my wife always jokes about me. Whenever I bump my foot, I tell her I broke my toe, and she goes, "You didn't break your toe. You just bumped your foot."
Oh,
so,
okay.
So I'm a little bit of a baby when it comes to that. So we get in the car.
Slightly dramatic, but it's fine.
Yeah, but I understand that. So we get in the car, and everyone's like, "Are you feeling better?" I'm like, "No." And everyone's like, look, obviously you were just nervous about the flight. Now, at this point, my aunt she's my aunt too, but my wife's aunt goes, you know what, I don't feel too good. And all I could say was, oh, you sure it's not in your head? At this point, it took her that long for it to hit. So then the whole car ride home, I'm still nauseous, but I'm better. But she has now had it in her this whole time. So I have to stop. I have to be sick. And I was like, in the back of my mind, and probably out of my mouth, I just kept saying, like, thank God you had some of my salad, because no one would have believed me otherwise.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
So it justified what happened. And about an hour and a half into the drive home from the airport, I'm nauseous. My wife's aunt, because it was like we're maybe 2.5 hours from the airport to home.
Oh God. Right,
so we're still not anywhere near. The airport is nowhere near our house. So my mother-in-law's driving. My aunt.
Fuck that.
Hey, how was Disney? Oh, it was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
But the punchline to this whole thing is I'm nauseous. I've literally stopped and got like wet paper towels. I'm still pouring sweat from my forehead. My aunt is just melting. She's like, "Oh my God, somebody just turn the air conditioner on. I can't. I'm gonna be sick. Could you just get us home?" And my wife goes, "Can we stop and get something to eat?" She gets out of the car. Now, you know how when you don't feel good, like smells trigger you. So
yeah.
She gets back in the car. She didn't even eat at the place we stopped for. She gets back in the car with like a bacon double cheeseburger.
Your wife?
Yep. opens it and just starts making like wet burger mouth sounds, and the smell just makes me and her aunt just have to like open the car door simultaneously and just throw up.
No.
Like it was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Oh my god, now you guys are both getting sick?
Mm-hmm. And my wife's just like, I don't know what the big...
Oh my god.
She just scarfed down that burger as if nothing was happening. I'm telling you.
Oh my god, no. I don't do puke. I don't do people throwing up. I like to stay as far away as possible from it. When I'm drunk, like, I'll be there. Like, I'll hold your fucking hair because I don't know what's going on. But, like, oh no. Mm-mm. Even if it's, like, my closest friend, I'm like, you gotta take that shit somewhere else. I cannot sit in the same car as someone getting sick.
Oh,
I would rather walk. I would actually be like, can I please walk home? Because I'm not doing this.
You just reminded me of one of the silliest, craziest fucking nights of my entire life. And it was because you talked about being in the car with somebody. So, we're going to tease this. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to make sure I have my drink, and there may or may not be...
I need another one.
Okay, there may or may not be a commercial coming up. Guys, if you're listening to this and there's a commercial, I apologize, but we got to pay the bills, and if there isn't one, we'll be right back. So just stay with us, and we'll be back in a minute. Thanks. And welcome back, everybody. We are here with extra drinks. I mean, I have the same one I was nursing, but Tloe, you went and got yourself another Tuskegee tequila or whatever it's called.
Oh my god, it's called a ranch water.
Sure.
Hear that?
Oh my god, my ice has melted. That's how long I've been nursing this. So.
Oh god, take that shit down.
So
that was aggressive. Sorry. I get a little aggressive when I drink. Don't take it personally.
Nope. I am definitely a lightweight when it comes to drinking. So before we went to break, you reminded me of a story. This is, and obviously it was 25 years ago. So this kind, gentle old woman has she has passed on by now, and her life.
Oh, okay.
Her life is much better than it was the night of whatever night it was. I can't remember. So I'm gonna as I usually do. I'm gonna set a scene. Me and five of my friends were. It was after work. We worked at Cooper's Seafood Waterfront, which is like a seafood restaurant, and we had worked till like 2 a.m.
Gross. Okay.
Yeah. You know what? It was terrible because you would smell like fish water. Like you just.
That's pretty disgusting. Thank you.
Yep. Great. Oh, this whole episode is going to be nauseating. Sorry, everybody. Don't be eating. Like we'll put a disclaimer in. So I don't want to go too much into detail, but
okay.
So we're drinking after work, and I had been driving a Cadillac Coupe de Ville, which is just like a hand-me-down old beater, but the good thing about the Cadillac was it had not bucket seats, like couch seats, so you fit 3 in the front, 3 in the back. So kids don't drink and drive. We're all drinking a little bit, but I'm driving and I haven't drank that much, and it's about, well, you know what? It couldn't have been 4 a.m. How the fuck? Well, see, the story goes up to there's a woman. Jesus Christ, maybe I'm getting it wrong. Maybe it was middle of the day. Holy shit.
Is this that long ago, or is this your drinks talking?
This is it's 25 years ago, but it must have. So a woman gets off a public bus, so it couldn't have been 4 a.m. So obviously,
I hate public transportation.
Okay.
Applaud everyone who can do that, but I can't. I've tried it once.
Where like, you mean one time singularly, or like when you were?
Yes, like one time, and it was the worst experience of my life.
Where, when, and how? I'm gonna acquiesce the story because I can't remember the specifics of it.
Okay, I was way younger. How old was I? I must not even have been in high school. I was like, our junior high was 8th and 9th grade, so I was either in 8th or 9th grade. Okay. And I remember I was at a friend's house, and I don't remember where we were trying to go. Okay, yeah, we were at the mall. And I was with my friend, and we couldn't get a ride home. Like, her parents, like, were unable to come pick us up, and for some fucking reason, I didn't have anyone to come pick us up, and her dad was like, you have to take the bus if you want to get home, and I was like, what? And I was like, okay, like, let's
Excuse
fucking
me?
take the bus. Like, all right, nothing bad can go wrong. And so we don't know where any bus stops are or where these fucking buses are going, like, let alone the bus stop to get to her house, or the fact that we had to take multiple buses to get to her house.
It's crazy.
So it's insane. Like, oh my god, it's insane. So just the matter of, like, talking to the person at the mall, the directory person, like, where's the bus stop, what bus, where do we go, blah blah blah, all that stuff. We get on a bus, we miss our fucking stop. We get off at another stop, and you don't know Federal Way, Washington, but oh
No, I don't.
oh god, you do not want to be stuck in there when you're like in 8th and 9th grade.
Okay, so you got off at the wrong stop.
I got off at the wrong stop, like the wrong stop, where it's like on the other side of the street, there was a fight. There was a fucking fight between a woman and a man. Like, yelling at each other, screaming, calling each other very rude names, and, like, getting each other's face. And I'm looking at my friend, I'm like, God, we gotta get out of here. We tried calling her dad, and we're like, you got to come pick us up. And I think we got on the next bus. Yeah, no, we got on the next bus and somehow found our way back to the bus stop right next to her house. And I think, like, her mom was
I was
able to
gonna
pick
say,
us up,
if you ended up back in the mall, I would have lost my mind.
No. I did not go back to the mall.
Well, we're back at the mall again.
We made it. No, we made it to the bus stop near her house, and her mom then was able to come pick us up, and we were just, like, in tears into her. And when we got into her car, and we're like, you can never let us do that again. Like, fuck you.
What were you thinking? Have you met us? We are children.
Yeah, I was
Why
like
would you?
two little girls, like, no experience in any of this. It
was a life
I'll
lesson.
never do it again. Yeah. And I was trying to text everybody, like, that I knew who had taken the bus before. I, like, dated this guy at the time. And I was like, you take public transportation all the time. I was like, where do I go? What bus do I use? Like, what does this sign mean? Like, what is the... I don't even know what the bus stops say, but... Basically,
No, it's an entire another language when you stand there, like, just staring at that, going, I'm happy when I know that I am here. Like, whenever, if a map doesn't say you are here, it's failed me as a piece of paper or a digital screen, depending on what decade we're talking about.
Well, it was just, I mean, that was years ago, and I don't know if it's better or worse now, because 2020, everything's worse, but, I mean, that scarred me for life. I'll never do it again.
Yeah, my public transportation, at least within the last 10 years, has exclusively dealt with, me and my wife like to take cruises, and we've gone to Bermuda quite a few times, and those buses are apparently the easiest and cheapest way to get around, but they whip around that little island. Like, the islands, it's just like a crescent moon.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been there?
People know, but just people on islands.
Oh, no, they're
like they just drive like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, they're like, there's only one road, and we've done this 1,000 times. We don't care, and what's the worst that's going to happen? We're going to end up in the ocean? That's fine. We're going to go swimming afterwards anyway. So, sorry to all you islanders if I just insulted you in any way. Like, I don't mean it. Like, I trade lives with you in a heartbeat.
No, it's not offensive, but, like, you drive crazy. I mean, it's
just... shots fired.
I'm just saying, like, it's fine.
So this, okay, I have no idea what time of day this was. I'm sorry it was hazy. I was drinking. But for a fact, it kind of makes me seem like an asshole, because I think it was the middle of the day. I don't think it was the middle of the night. I think it was the middle of the day.
Wait, are you going back to your story?
I am, because this woman has
had
this
lady. Yeah.
Yes. Well, so listen. I'm going to set the scene. There's six of. I am driving the car. Okay. It's America, so I'm on the right side of the road, and I'm driving where the steering wheel is, and next to me is somebody, and next to that person is somebody, and then behind me is somebody, and next to them is somebody, and on the right, on the passenger side back seat, is my friend Andy, who has been drinking vodka for hours. Again, if this is not nighttime, he obviously has a drinking problem. So I'm dropping everybody off in order of drunkenness. I'm like, Andy's going to be the first person I get rid of because I do not want him throwing up in my car. So it's raining. We are driving through this little town. He lives about a half a mile up the road, and he's obviously not having a good time. He's muttering under his breath. His eyes are closed. So I think he's going to throw up.
Oh hell no! He's
So
gone.
yes, he is. Oh, he gone.
Gone.
So in front of me is a bus that is dropping off an elderly woman.
Yeah.
She gets off the bus. She's standing still. The bus starts to pull away. And near where the bus stop is the turn I need to make. So I'm going to turn near this woman. It's raining.
Okay.
I go slow because there's a stop sign, and then I'm about to turn. Andy decides to roll down his window and throw up at that exact moment, throwing up on this woman.
Shut up.
Yes.
Stop.
Yes. We are near the curb close enough that he just...
Oh my God.
Oh, wait. You don't know me very well. I had an epiphany at the time.
Okay.
I look in the side mirror. I see that he had just thrown up on this woman. It has been raining heavily, and there are puddles everywhere. Now, I was going very slowly at the stop sign, but I decided the last thing this woman needs is to walk home with vomit on her clothes. So I spin around and go very fast, now facing her with her on my side of the vehicle.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I was drunk.
Oh my God.
She's still looking at her clothes, wondering, why did these people just throw up on me? My brain at the time said, well, I'll just splash her with my car. So, yeah. So I...
What's wrong with you? She got vomited on randomly. You're going to turn your car around and be like, oh, she got puke on. Let me just wash it off. And then just... hit her with a fucking puddle.
Dude, so I am not joking.
That's fucked up. Oh my God. That poor
through her
lady.
Again, luckily she is currently dead. But at the time, she gets off the bus. She's like, oh, I had a very nice time at bingo. I'm glad I won this purse. So she gets off the bus. She's standing there, and all she just sees is a Cadillac roll up. Yeah, I don't know what, and she's just so somebody throws up on her, and the car drives away, and she's like, "Well, why did they do that to me? I didn't do anything wrong." The car turns around and speeds towards her, like 30 miles an hour to an old lady is probably speeding. I go because I wanted to go fast enough so that the water hit her everywhere.
Oh my God! Wait, didn't you say it was raining heavily though? Like the rain, you didn't want to just leave it at the fucking rain. Like you had to hit her with the fucking.
I think she had an umbrella. I think it had rained heavily enough to make a puddle, and it was now just drizzling. So the umbrella, I wanted to get up under the umbrella.
Wait, so you didn't want to like drive up to her and be like, "Listen, I have an idea.
No.
I'm gonna splash you with this fucking puddle."
What do you think?
That might work.
No. I thought. Two birds, one stone. I think I had decided that since Andy threw up, Colleen was the next person to go home first, and she lived the other direction, and I wanted to wash that woman off.
Oh my God.
So, are we still friends?
I would literally hunted you down and threw a rock at your fucking window.
Every once in a while, I just think when there's a knock at the door, I know it's probably just Amazon because I order a lot of stuff from Amazon, but every once in a while there's a little voice in my head that says, her grandson has found me.
Her grandson's gonna be like, dude, what the fuck?
I just opened the door. And
my God.
I picture a bucket of vomit and then like a fire truck. So he just like, he splashes me with the vomit, and then he hits me with the... Look, whatever happens to me going forward, I deserve, but remember, I started this whole podcast by saying I've never killed an ant. But I've splashed a grandmother.
Oh my God.
I'm going to hell.
Oh my God. I have never killed an ant.
Yeah.
I attacked an old lady one time.
Well, there's obviously a disconnect in my brain. There's something wrong with my medulla oblongata.
Some fucking screw is loose up there, my friend.
Oh, now, the whole entire conversation that was supposed to happen from today was to go into listen, I am so glad to have talked to you tonight. I am so glad. I will finish up with one more story, and if you have anything to add. No, okay. 2 days ago.
As long as it's not vomiting related.
No. I think we're off the vomit.
I think we're good with that.
I there's going to be a disclaimer. Do not be eating while we're talking about this.
Okay.
And I like the word vomit over puke. I think puke is too.
Oh no, I say vomit all the time.
Yeah. Puke is too onomatopoetic.
It's classy, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that word in my head. So.
Yeah.
So 2 days ago, I am setting up my overlay for my wife and my son, who both are going to be streaming on a regular basis. I'm so excited to have them stream.
So cute.
Dude,
family stream situation is so fucking cute.
I'm so proud of my wife for being on board. She's going to be doing like a scary game, and my son's going to be doing some stuff in the morning. I was having such a good time setting up their overlays, and then my wife comes in, she goes, Do you smell like burning? And I was so focused, I didn't realize that. I looked down and my PC is smoking inside. And then it just shuts off. And I think, all right, well, obviously, the best thing to do is just turn it back on again. Because I'm not the smartest person. So I turn it back on again. I just see more smoke, more like a glowing, it's scalding hot. I turn it off.
Wait, so it's literally smoking, like there's actual smoke coming from your PC?
Yeah. So this...
What the fuck?
This I made a TikTok about it, and it's getting like I've made like 6 TikToks of my son and one of me just going. I think in your chat I said, "Does anybody want a glass brick?" which made Fizz really laugh. Because that's really at this point.
You were so casual about it, like yeah, it's on fire.
There's a part in my brain that knows that if I let myself get carried away, I'll get super upset, and that no one's gonna win. So I decided. All right, there's nothing I could do. I'm just gonna call up the company that I bought it from.
Tell them the shit sucks.
Dude, I rarely am I ignorant. Not ignorant, but rarely am I. I'm usually the kind of guy who's like, "Hey, this is broken. Can I buy another one?" But I was like, I told him, I'm like, listen, this is I started lying. I'm like, this is a birthday gift because my wife's birthday was the other day. I'm like, this is a gift from my wife.
Yeah.
She's a streamer. This is how she makes her income. I need this replaced tomorrow.
Well, that's fine.
And they're like, sir, we don't know what any of those words mean. Because, okay.
Oh, God. Okay.
Well, her name was Karen, but she had a thick accent, and I heard chickens in the background. So her name
was fucking Karen?
I don't think it was.
She was a Karen?
Yes, she was definitely a Karen. So she said, go to your local Best Buy. We that's who we supplied it from. That's how I bought it with my credit card. And they're like, and I'll say it's one of those pre-made computers. I shouldn't have done it. It's an iBuyPower. They're kind of like kits. They're kind of like the McDonald's of computers. But I needed one quickly, and that's they're not good. I'm very disappointed. So I went into the store and I said, hey, listen, man. I'm like, I need this replaced. And the guy told me, yeah, no problem. He's like, you'll just, he's like, we could ship it out. You'll have it back in 6 to 8 weeks. And I said, that's not good enough. So I stressed the kid a little bit, and he got his manager. And the manager's like 15 years younger than me. And she's like, sir, there's nothing we can do. And I said, listen, I'm like, 99 out of 100 times, you're going to tell somebody this, and they're going to go apeshit on you. I'm like, I am not going to go apeshit on you. I'm like, I am going to be reasonable. I'm like, I bought this 21 days ago. Your return policy is like 15 days. I'm like, I'm an elite member. I've used my card here. I'm like, just please do something. I'm like, do anything.
You don't want to stress the fact that this shit was on fucking fire. I would have literally let smoke up her ass and told her, do you fucking see this?
Well, you know what? You just hit the point. You just hit it on the head. She said the reason they can't help me is because without sending it out, they can't prove that it's actually a factory defect. You're so smart without even realizing it. So listen, you were dead on what you just said. I said, okay, I'm like, I want you to plug it in right now, and I'm going to show you what's wrong with it. And they said...
Exactly.
Right. So they said, for safety reasons, we can't plug this in if it's going to catch on fire. And I said, by that, so if you won't plug it in,
Are you kidding?
right. So if you won't plug it in,
God.
that proves
I'm
that
hot.
it's right. So obviously it's under. I'm like, if you won't plug it in, you believe me. You believe me enough.
If
So
this is like a hazard to you,
yep.
then don't fucking send it home with me.
Right. So she went through a like small plastic curtain to where their office is supposed to be, and then she came back out and she's like, "We can get you a new one, and we'll just return this on your account."
Can.
Right.
Please and thank you.
Which
Bitch.
it actually made me mad, because if I was anybody else, even me not being like, strong in my need, like if I wasn't passionate about what I wanted this the next day, I would have just walked out of there with a piece of shit computer or sent it away for 6 to 8 weeks, which would have been terrible on either end. So they hooked me up. We got it sent in the mail. I now have my second glass brick. It seems to be doing fine, but I guess I'm gonna have to wait and see if it's gonna burst into flames. So I need to make some money or make more money, or I see, now I'm just mad that this is what I'm stuck with and there's nothing I could do about it. Like I wish I would have, in hindsight, I would have, been better off building one from scratch and paying a little bit extra, but buyer beware.
Everybody's talking about that like I built it. Like, meh, I don't even know what the fuck that means. I mean, awesome for you. That's great. That's amazing.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
Jesus, so far away.
Yeah. So, the video game podcast.
The video game podcast that does not exist today.
What's your upcoming schedule? What's your plans? We're actually going to be wrapping it up. I'm going to be heading out in a little bit. I know you got plans tonight, and I am lit like a mother.
I know. But, I'm like, warm and fuzzy inside. I love it. Right before I have to go out to dinner and take some fucking shots of shit.
All right. Well, listen.
Sake bombs is what I was trying to say.
Oh, Jesus
you're gonna
Christ.
Sushi, your fucking favorite.
Oh my God! I wish I had some right now. That would go well. That would go well with tequila. So
I'm getting some dumplings, some fucking sushi, and some sake.
I'm not sure
bombs.
what I'm gonna be having. Well, it's funny. We spent an hour talking about vomit, and now we're just into like, what I'm hungry for.
Yeah. Oh wait. Okay. So you asked me about my schedule though. So I didn't stream on Thursday. Oops.
Correct.
My bad. And I'm going to stream tomorrow, Saturday.
Okay.
But before you get on with your little family, because I don't want to distract from that. I want to watch and I want to be part of it. So
that's so cool.
I'm going to stream when I get home from work. I should be home at like
4 or 5 o'clock your time, something in that range.
No, maybe like 1.
Oh, geez. Okay, so it will be right in that middle window where Jake's napping and I'm cutting the grass or something silly like that. But
like you'll be busy.
Well,
but I'm just gonna like go, do my thing, and hopefully I'll coordinate with you as to what time you're thinking, and then I can like raid you or something, and then everyone can just kind of move over to your stream.
Well, you know what? That's what I wanted to say is I appreciate the support. There's a voice in my head that keeps telling me like, you guys are my friends, and I'm not just riding your coattails. No one's even remotely suggested that. I'm a little bit behind on you on followers. I'm a little bit behind you on views, but I think that for the first time with my son and my wife streaming, that I feel like I'm kind of doing my own thing. And the podcast was my brainchild. I think we're 50-50 now, and the support is overwhelming. Every time I pop in,
isn't it though?
Brendan and Fizz and everybody's on there. Like, again, I feel like they're not just there because they know you and I know you, but that they're actually there just to it doesn't cost anybody anything to be, to get everybody to affiliate is just kind of like the base level, and then at that point you basically have to carry yourself. So I did want to ask you at one point, like, does it benefit us to stream opposite each other or to lead into each other, or does it benefit us to both stream the same thing from two different perspectives? Because I think the only problem with the same amount of, like, your followers or my followers, at least at this point, I don't know really what's better. We've kind of worked out opposite so far, and I'm wondering if going forward, if I like you said, tomorrow you'll be in my window of transition. So I guess it's something we could think about going down.
Well, you mean like streaming the same game and having some people watch it? You mean? Well, I don't think it's. I honestly don't think it's about the game. Like the people that we've met through this, and the same like our little community, whatever the hell you call it. They're in it like to talk to us and like to interact with us. Like that's why I'm doing it, kind of, because I love the people that I've met and the what is it? I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know, the communication that we have and stuff. So I think that them being a part of your stream, even if it's after mine, even if we're playing the same game, whatever, it doesn't matter. But like now we're part of Randy's stream. Like now, I don't know, the conversation's different. Or like you have a kid and a wife, like it's different. Like,
yeah, it is different. And you know what? It's funny.
Be focused on that, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, it's so fucking cute," you know.
You've kind of answered it without actually saying anything specific. Is that the communication works because if we're both I think that one of the strong points of one of us streaming while the other one's kind of socializing is, although we have Fizz or I mean Noah's been offering to moderate me a couple times, and I'm super appreciative of that. Dude, like that. I'm having more and more interaction with him on a regular basis, and like again, the community's super strong, but him and Bean I've just actually been talking to here and there, and they're right on. As soon as I pop on, they're one of the first ones to say what's up, and I appreciate them so much. But I think that while one of us is streaming and the other one's playing, but kind of interacting with the chat, I think it does definitely benefit us both to have our own thing and not be not just streaming the same game, because it's two of the same thing. So you might have just basically
I don't think it matters
answered
about the game. I mean, even if it was different, like that's cool, but I think it's just different communication with different people or different interaction with a different person. Like, I don't know.
That's awesome.
I don't know.
I
think it works either way. I think it's great either way.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say once again, and I'll stop doing it after this point. I appreciate your time. I could do this more frequently because I've been blessed with the gift of gab. But this is so much fun to do once a week, and it is
fun. I always have a great time. It's so much. Everything that I'm doing here, like with this podcast and with streaming, is so much more than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I guess
I didn't even know what I expected. Like, I was just, you asked me to do a podcast, I was like, yeah, fuck it. Like, what do I have to do? Like, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's fun. Like, I love interacting with you and talking to you, and I feel like we have a really, good thing going, and everyone on stream, like, meeting so many cool people, and, I don't know, just fucking around.
I actually wish I could go back. Like, I don't think I'm laughing at you, but I don't think I understood. It's been a couple weeks now. Like we're coming up, a month from now, 2 months from now. I won't even remember how this whole thing began. It really is a runaway freight train. The Hot Mess Express leaving the station, and it's getting. Jesus Christ. Well, I can't top Choo Choo Bitch, so I guess
someone quote it.
I need that in. I definitely need help with that stuff. So listen, everybody.
We always end it on a sweet note. Lots of comments, lots of positivity.
Positivity.
I gotta go home.
I'm fucking wrecked. I think you are home, but
I am home. I'm literally home. It's fine.
Well, listen.
God.
I want you to have a safe and wonderful night with your friends, and
Thank you.
Be careful.
No, I'm carpooling. Like, these bitches know I'm there for the sake bombs. Like, no one's letting me drive.
Awesome.
So we're good.
Outstanding.
We're fine.
And then tomorrow, depending on how much you stream and I stream and my wife streams and my kid streams, we may have a whole lot of interactions. So,
you and I will be in contact about what your plan is and what mine is. Because
I will do so. And if and I think once I get the rhythm down, I think you'll be. I'm hoping. I want your opinion on my wife's overlay and my son's overlay, because I spent a lot of time working on them, and I'm very excited about it. So, that being said,
what do you
as long as
I'm sure it's awesome. Everybody loves your overlay now.
Well, theirs are
I
specific
do.
to their personalities. So
Oh, okay.
and I'm actually learning how to switch them out. So I'm getting so much better at this. And now watch, this
Yeah.
podcast didn't record. So well, once again, everybody, in case I didn't mention it, we are at rufusandtloe.com. You could check us out there. We have merch. We have fun stuff. We're at some point we're going to talk about ourselves, and maybe I'll even get a picture of Tloe on the website.
Oh
and
my
if you're,
god. Okay. Like,
I'll just need a JPEG of 25 megabytes or smaller. Just I'm sure you'll be able to figure out what that meant.
I have like
So-
a businessy photo of myself from my last job. We had a photo shoot. Like, I don't know if that.
Business in the front, party in the back. Is that what you're? Is it a mullet?
I mean, like, I'm like very put together.
Oh, hey, that's fine. I mean,
I'm not like, I don't look like the type of person who would be on here drinking tequila.
That's fine.
Talking to a microphone. Like
My
I am.
my picture was taken on the balcony of a cruise ship with a paper hat. So you don't have to give away. Yeah. Listen. It will just
Okay.
so people know how to. They want to put a face to the name for anybody who's listening.
All
So.
right. You can see my fucking face.
Well, anyway, listen. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you know how to find the podcast. So everything else will be linked in the description below. But I want to say thank you to everybody for listening. Thank you to Tloe. Yes. And you want to say goodbye to the nice folks at home?
Oh god, because I'm so good at it.
You want to? Oh yeah. Oh, do you remember?
Oh.
I want you to wrap this up. You do that thing that I do at the end, and then we're gonna stop. So just.
I don't even know what you do.
It's
I
like
don't
it's
even
like
know what you say.
it's it's 6 words. It's 6 little words. You could do it.
What are they? Like, what are they?
Well, I'll do it this time, and then next time you have to promise to do the opening
Okay,
and the
well-
closing. Sound good?
Listen, I'm gonna need a fucking script or something.
I won't.
But I'm down for the challenge.
All right. Well, going
Throw a
forward.
little goodbye in there.
All right, that'll work for us. But I'll take care of it this week, and you can do it from now on. So,
Okay.
as always, I guess it's actually 8 words. As always, be good.
Always.
As always, be good. Be safe. Don't do it with me. Don't. No, you can't.
Okay.
You're my ears and my mouth can't do 2 things at once. So as always, be good, be quiet, be safe, have fun.